If you are stalling right now on reaching out to a certain investor, on following up with somebody, on finishing your pitch deck, on whatever it is that you need to do to hit that goal that you have set, you need to just do it. Welcome back. Today I am winging it. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because I think I'm going through something that probably some of you are going through in the fundraising process, I would imagine, because I've been there as well. But I have found that in the past few weeks, month, I have been stalling on doing podcast episodes. So I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to tell you what I do to usually push past that and not overthink things, because it is so damn easy to do, especially when you're doing things like raising money or, I don't know, something like a podcast where it's kind of a lonely path, entrepreneurship in general. A lot of times you're just like, am I the only one dealing with this? My friends and family have no idea what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, blah, blah, blah. It's really easy to just overthink, right? And overthinking is good in a lot of ways. It's good to be analytical in business. Obviously, it's good to think through multiple paths and opportunities and all that stuff. But when you start overthinking, sometimes that can lead to stalling. And that is not good, because continuously taking action is so, so, so important in order to keep up momentum and to hit the goals that we're setting. So we are right now in the thick of the holidays, and which is awesome. I love the holidays. My son has 3 weeks off. We're going to Mammoth on Friday, which I'm super excited about, get some snow time. We've got family coming to Santa Barbara, and then we are going up to Los Alamos for a week with friends. So we'll have a lot of fun mixed in. But it's been a busy couple weeks trying to just tie up loose ends and get ready to be able to chill for the holidays. So with that, I've been doing this podcast officially for over 6 months, about 7 months. And what I've noticed in the last month is I have not been doing any solo episodes. I've been doing all interviews. And the interviews are honestly, they're fun, and because I love talking to people and, doing all of that. But they're also much easier because all I have to do is invite them on, ask them some questions, and they pretty much do all the talking. And the solo episodes, which I think are important, that's one of the reasons I love doing the podcast, is because I get to share my experience and what I'm going through. And those types of people who have shared those experiences have helped me so much in my career, and I want to give that back. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing it. However, the solo episodes, I feel like I have to think through what I'm going to say a lot more. And I feel like I just have to have some perfect thing to say and all that. So anyway, it's been very easy to stall on those, right? So with that, last week I had 2 interviews get rescheduled. And I was like, oh, perfect. I have plenty of stuff I can do, before the holidays, no big deal. All good. I'll just skip a month of podcasts. And again, my original goal with this was to do this for 2 to 3 years consistently. That was my only goal. I wasn't going to look at analytics. I wasn't going to worry if I was building a following or whatever. I was just committed to doing this consistently for 2 to 3 years. And then all of a sudden, 7 months in, here I am I could just skip a month. And the reason why, again, I was overthinking doing these solo episodes. So I am here today, damn it, doing a solo episode. I did end up skipping a week, but I'm not going to skip a whole month. And so I want to talk about what got me a little bit into why I was able to just kind of push through. Who cares? I don't need to think through every single thing I'm doing and, script out or just think through all the words I'm going to use in the solo episode and all. Not that I script them that much, but I do usually have an outline. And so I want to talk about what I do when I start overthinking, right? So one of the main things that I do is twice a year, I try to do some sort of immersive experience, either an in-person like mastermind or conference or retreat or something like that. And you guys, that shit will energize me for like 6 months. And so a week and a half ago, I went to Phoenix for 3 days and I went to this like podcasting YouTube kind of conference, a very like heavy mindset, voice coaching, like all kinds of cool stuff, right? And I love all of that stuff. And it was like a month before I wasn't going to go. And I was like, you know what? I should go to that. I need to go to that. I need a little dose of kind of just motivation, inspiration. And I'm so glad I went. I came back. I was totally energized. And even still, I almost skipped doing a month of podcasts. So if I hadn't gone to that, it would have been really easy to skip all of December, right? So anyway, doing some sort of immersive experience, surrounding yourself by people. I like doing those things by myself. I don't necessarily go with a friend. I'm just kind of in my own little world for a few days. I like network, meet some people, but I can also just kind of chill and self-reflect and consume, knowledge and content and ideas. And I just love, love, love doing that. I could literally do that like once a month and be happy. But anyway, so that's one of the things I do. The other thing I do is I'll just catch myself. Like if I'm stalling, I'll sit and go, why am I stalling? And then I'll recognize that I'm overthinking. And then I will just go, you need to pull your big kid pants up and just make this shit happen and do it. So if you are stalling right now on reaching out to a certain investor, on following up with somebody, on finishing your pitch deck, on whatever it is that you need to do to hit that goal that you have set, you need to just do it. Like stop thinking about it and just do it. There are so many ways to make up excuses and to overthink and overcomplicate and come up with all these reasons why. And sometimes it's not even like that obvious, right? It's more just this subtle, like there's these reasons that just cause you to stall. And it's very subtle, which is kind of the tricky part. So if you can recognize that, and you can just force yourself to just ignore all of that and focus on the end goal and just take action no matter what. Like, don't worry about what you have to write to that investor. Don't worry about how you're following up. Just take action and do it. For me, that is so, so helpful. And I've gotten better as I've gotten older at recognizing when I'm stalling, like I did with the podcast. And when I noticed that 6 months in, I decided to go to that conference, and I also just decided, you know what? It's the holidays, but I am just going to sit down and I'm going to wing this solo episode and I'm going to get it out there just to do it and make it happen. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. I totally get how that can feel. And I think it's really common in the fundraising process because you get all this motivation. You start going out there pitching, and it's really easy for a few months to fly by and not take a lot of action. And it's so, so important to keep up the momentum. So my challenge to you, as well as myself, write down 3 things you can take action on without thinking too much about. So don't think about it. Just go out and do it. So I hope that's helpful. And I hope everyone has an amazing holiday season and Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time.